If you're in your 60s and beyond, pay close attention, because what you're about to learn could truly transform your life. One of the most crucial health realizations you'll come across is that every decision you make matters. This includes the colorful foods you put on your plate during meals, the hours you spend in restorative sleep, and even the gentle, rhythmic movements of your body throughout the day. Each of these choices directly influences the harmony of your heart's well-being. But stop and think, what if there's a seemingly harmless daily habit, one you barely notice, that's secretly and gradually weakening your heart day after day? Shihinenji has seen this heartbreaking pattern far too often in clinical practice. Lively seniors, full of energy, come to the clinic looking perfectly healthy, only to leave with a life-changing diagnosis. They may be told they have dangerously high blood pressure, arteries clogged like blocked pipes, or, even worse, they're on the verge of a devastating heart attack. The truly alarming part is that most of these wonderful people aren't aware they're doing something so harmful. This isn't just about avoiding obvious bad choices like greasy junk food or forcing yourself to do intense workouts. Often, it's about a deceptively simple habit, one you do almost without thinking, that's slowly but surely pushing your hard-working heart towards failure. In the following chapters, Shihani isn't just making a suggestion, it's an earnest appeal to seniors everywhere. Identify and stop this critical habit. And that's just the start. We'll also reveal the 10 most dangerous habits that are, right now, putting your heart at serious risk. Each one quietly increases your chances of heart failure, a debilitating stroke, or even sudden death. But hey, race the empowering news. Every single one of these lurking threats can be fixed. You just need to know what to stop doing and, equally important, what positive actions to replace them with. Shihungi urges you to stay with us through every chapter because the first habit, which we'll explore in detail at the end, is arguably the most critical and, sadly, the most common danger Shihinenji sees in patients almost every day. Let's start our exploration of heart-damaging habits with number 10. A surprisingly common yet extremely dangerous oversight, the habit of skipping daily walks or neglecting regular physical exercise. If you're over 60 and spend most of your day inactive, sitting for long hours, you're unknowingly inviting a host of heart problems. Shihoni has noticed that one of the biggest and most preventable mistakes seniors make is spending most of their day in sedentary activities. This could mean being glued to the TV for hours, getting lost in a book while staying still, or staying in bed longer than necessary for rest. You might often think, I'm too old for tough workouts, and that's a completely understandable feeling. However, the message here isn't about training for a marathon or doing intense gym sessions. Shienji's plea is much simpler, yet its impact on your heart health is huge. It may sound too easy to be true, but consider this. Adding just 30 minutes of daily walking, at a pace that's comfortable for you, can cut your risk of a heart attack by an amazing 50. When your body stays still for long periods, this inactivity creates the perfect conditions for harmful fats to start clogging your arteries. At the same time, your heart muscle, without the gentle challenge of regular movement, can weaken from lack of use, and your blood pressure often starts to rise in an unhealthy way over time. This chronic lack of physical activity can lead to serious and life-changing conditions like heart failure, a debilitating stroke, or even premature death. Walking, on the other hand, acts like a gentle, regular tune-up for your entire cardiovascular system. It helps keep your blood vessels open, flexible, and responsive. It significantly improves the supply of oxygen not only to your body but also to your brain, enhancing cognitive function. Moreover, regular walking is a powerful natural way to reduce stress, which can be harmful to heart health. Besides these benefits, walking is a great help in controlling weight, managing blood sugar, and keeping cholesterol levels in a healthy range, all of which are major threats to your heart's long-term health and strength. The beauty of walking lies in its simplicity and accessibility. It's free, requires no special or expensive equipment, and is one of the most effective and readily available ways to protect and strengthen your heart. Even if a continuous 30-minute walk seems too much, breaking it into smaller, more manageable parts, like a 15-minute brisk walk in the morning and another 15 minutes in the evening, is enough to give your heart substantial protection and potentially extend your life. Shihinenji sincerely asks you, don't wait until you have chest pain or other worrying symptoms to start moving. Prevention starts right now with the next step you take. Your heart will truly thank you for every step you take for its well-being. Moving on to habit number 9. We face a widespread problem that many seniors are unaware of: eating too much salt. The danger of excessive sodium intake often goes unnoticed, but its long-term impact on your heart can be severe. It's not just about the salt you sprinkle on your food at the table. A much greater threat lies in the hidden salt in many commonly eaten foods. Think about canned soups, which are often high in sodium for flavor and preservation. Many types of bread and baked goods, sauces and dressings, pickles, chips, and other processed snacks, and a wide range of packaged or frozen meals. When you eat too much sodium, your body holds onto extra water. This increase in fluid volume means more blood circulating in your body, which puts extra pressure on your artery walls over time. This constant pressure leads to high blood pressure, a condition that silently damages not only your heart but also your kidneys and brain. High blood pressure is called the silent killer for a good reason. It usually shows no obvious symptoms until a lot of damage has been done, often when it's too late to easily fix the problem. Shihungi has seen many patients with advanced heart failure, and after carefully looking at their lifestyles, their main mistake was something as simple as daily indulgence in salty snacks. It's important to know that seniors, due to natural changes that come with aging, generally need much less salt in their diet than younger people. The recommended daily limit for those over 60 is no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium, which is less than a teaspoon. To protect your heart, become a careful label reader. Always check the sodium content in packaged foods, try to avoid or limit processed foods, and enjoy the benefits of cooking at home, where you can control the ingredients. Use flavorful alternatives like herbs, spices, lemon juice, or vinegar instead of salt. Even small changes can make a big difference. For example, switching from salted nuts to unsalted ones, choosing fresh or frozen vegetables instead of canned ones, or rinsing canned vegetables well can greatly reduce your sodium intake and protect your heart. Remember, your taste buds can adapt. After about 2 weeks of consciously reducing your salt intake, you'll likely find your food tastes just as good, if not better, as your palate gets used to the natural flavors. More importantly, your heart will work more efficiently and have less stress. Decide to cut back on salt before it cuts your life short. Our 8th dangerous habit is about the first meal of the day. Starting your day with greasy or highly processed breakfasts. Breakfast is often called the most important meal, meant to give your body and mind energy for the day ahead. However, for many seniors, their breakfast choices can unfortunately be a recipe for a heart attack. Think about common breakfast foods like savory bacon and sausages, butter-slathered toast, sugary cereals with little nutritional value, fried eggs, and coffee loaded with cream and sugar. While these foods may taste great and give you momentary pleasure, they could be harming your heart more than you know. These breakfast foods are usually high in unhealthy saturated fats, harmful trans fats, and too much sugar. Eating them regularly can raise your cholesterol levels, increase your blood pressure, and cause inflammation in your blood vessels. Shihanenji has seen a concerning pattern in clinical practice. A large number of heart attacks tend to happen in the morning, often soon after people have eaten these heavy, processed breakfasts. You might wonder why. One physiological reason is that your blood is naturally a bit thicker in the morning after a night's sleep. Eating a heavy, fatty meal at this time puts extra strain on your heart, making it work harder to pump the thicker blood through your body. If you're over 60, your body's ability to deal with this daily metabolic stress is usually less than when you were younger. Instead of putting your heart at risk, Shihungi strongly recommends choosing healthy breakfast options that nourish rather than harm. Think about starting your day with a warm bowl of oatmeal adorned with antioxidant-rich berries and perhaps a sprinkle of nuts. For a dose of healthy fats and protein, opt for boiled or poached eggs, which offer excellent protein without the added fats from frying. Whole grain toast paired with creamy avocado provides fiber and beneficial monounsaturated fats. Even a simple fruit smoothie blended with yogurt or plant-based milk can deliver a wealth of vitamins and minerals. These foods actively work to lower cholesterol, improve digestive health, and provide sustained, long-lasting energy without unduly burdening your arteries. Your breakfast choices can either set the stage for a healing day or one that harms your health. Make the right choice from the moment you wake up, and your heart will be significantly safer and healthier throughout the day. Now, let's address habit 7. Regular alcohol consumption. You've likely heard the oft-repeated adage that a glass of red wine in moderation can be beneficial for your heart. However, for seniors, this well-intentioned advice can be misleading and potentially deadly. The way alcohol affects your body changes significantly after the age of 60. Your liver, the primary organ responsible for metabolizing alcohol, generally processes it more slowly than in your younger years. This means alcohol and its byproducts can linger in your system longer, exerting their effects. Furthermore, alcohol consumption can cause blood pressure to rise more rapidly and to a greater extent in older adults, and the risk of developing an irregular heartbeat, such as atrial fibrillation, increases considerably. I've encountered numerous patients who have developed serious conditions like heart failure, suffered strokes, or been diagnosed with atrial fibrillation, where a contributing factor was the seemingly moderate consumption of just 1 or 2 alcoholic drinks per day. Alcohol can directly damage your heart muscle, leading to a condition known as alcoholic cardiomyopathy. It also promotes the accumulation of fat around the heart and triggers inflammatory processes throughout your cardiovascular system. Beyond its direct effects on the heart, alcohol can dangerously interfere with a wide range of medications commonly prescribed to seniors, including those for managing high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol, potentially rendering these vital treatments less effective or causing harmful interactions. Many seniors turn to alcohol as a way to relax or as a misguided aid for sleep. However, while alcohol might initially induce drowsiness, it actually disrupts the quality and architecture of your sleep, often leading to more frequent awakenings and less restorative rest. Moreover, it can increase nighttime blood pressure, further straining your heart. Even small amounts of alcohol consumed daily can accumulate their detrimental effects over time. If you already have a pre-existing heart condition, consuming alcohol becomes even more dangerous and is generally strongly discouraged. I consistently recommend cutting out alcohol completely for optimal heart health in the senior years. However, if you do choose to drink, it is absolutely crucial to limit your intake to no more than 1 standard drink per day, and very importantly, not every single day. Giving your heart a break from alcohol will allow it to beat stronger. Your sleep quality will likely improve significantly, and your overall health and vitality will benefit. While alcohol might offer a temporary numbing effect for stress, it simultaneously weakens your heart. Don't let what seems like a harmless daily glass turn into a lifetime of regret and compromised heart health. Habit number 6 delves into the powerful connection between your emotional state and your physical heart. Bottling up stress, anger, or deep sadness, holding in intense emotions, and attempting to suppress feelings of stress, anger, frustration, or grief might seem like a display of strength or resilience to the outside world, but internally, it's inflicting profound harm on your heart. When you experience significant emotional tension that isn't expressed or processed in a healthy way, your body releases a cascade of stress hormones, primarily cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones cause your heart to beat faster and more forcefully, your blood vessels to constrict and tighten, and your blood pressure to skyrocket. When this physiological stress response is triggered repeatedly or becomes chronic due to suppressed emotions, it can lead to serious cardiovascular consequences over time, including heart attacks, strokes, and even sudden cardiac death. I've treated patients who maintained what appeared to be perfect diets and exercise regimens, yet they still suffered from significant heart disease. In many of these cases, the underlying culprit was the constant unmanaged emotional pressure they lived with daily. Whether distress stems from ongoing family issues, persistent financial worries, the loneliness that can accompany aging, or unresolved grief, suppressing these powerful feelings actively damages your body. Seniors often voice sentiments like, "I don't want to be a burden to anyone with my problems," or "I've managed to live with stress all my life, I can handle it." However, after the age of 60, your heart and your body's overall resilience to chronic stress are generally diminished. It simply can't handle this kind of silent internal storm as effectively as it once might have. It's crucial to find healthy outlets for these emotions. Talk to a trusted friend, family member, or a professional counselor. Consider joining a senior support group where you can share experiences with others who understand. Even dedicating just 10 minutes a day to simple meditation or practicing deep breathing exercises can make a significant difference in calming your nervous system. For some, writing in a journal can be a powerful tool for releasing pent-up feelings and gaining clarity. Never, Ever underestimate how genuinely dangerous unexpressed emotional pain can be for your physical health? Your heart is not just a mechanical pump. It is intricately connected to your mind and deeply feels the weight of what your mind holds. Discovering and nurturing inner tranquility serves as potent medicine. The more you permit yourself to express your emotions in healthy and productive ways, the longer, stronger, and healthier your heart will continue to function. The seventh habit that demands immediate attention is neglecting sleep apnea or persistent loud snoring. Snoring is often dismissed as a harmless, albeit sometimes irritating, quirk, perhaps even the butt of family jokes. Nevertheless, that sound could actually be an audible distress signal from your heart, signifying its struggle. Sleep apnea is a serious condition marked by repeated interruptions in breathing during sleep. It affects millions of seniors, many of whom are completely unaware of their condition. These breathing pauses cause significant drops in blood oxygen levels, result in fragmented and unrefreshing sleep, and, most importantly, inflict long-term damage on the heart. Most individuals with sleep apnea are oblivious to its occurrence. They might constantly feel fatigued and sluggish during the day, despite thinking they've had a full night's rest, frequently wake up with morning headaches, or experience unexplained memory problems and difficulty concentrating. Yet they seldom link these symptoms to a sleep-related breathing disorder. XII makes it a priority to inquire about patients' snoring habits and sleep quality, especially among seniors. Why is this so crucial from a cardiac standpoint? Because untreated sleep apnea significantly raises the risk of developing high blood pressure, experiencing irregular heartbeats, arrhythmias, suffering a stroke, and even facing sudden cardiac death during sleep. If your partner or a family member has informed you that you snore loudly, frequently gasp for air, or seem to stop breathing altogether during sleep, it is essential that you undergo testing for sleep apnea. A simple, non-invasive overnight sleep study can accurately diagnose the condition. The good news is that effective treatments are readily accessible. Devices such as CPAP, continuous positive airway pressure machines, which deliver a steady flow of air to keep your airway open, or custom-fitted oral appliances can provide immediate relief and offer substantial protection to your heart throughout the night. Quality sleep is the time when your body, including your heart, undergoes essential repair and rejuvenation processes. Without uninterrupted, oxygen-rich sleep, your heart endures silent suffering. But by all means, do not overlook the warning signs. Habitual loud snoring is often more than just a nuisance. It's a critical alert that your heart urgently requires a consistent supply of oxygen throughout the night. By taking steps to improve your sleep, you enable your heart to finally obtain the rest it needs to function at its best. The fourth habit is one that most people are now aware of, yet its full impact, particularly on seniors, cannot be emphasized enough. Smoking or regularly inhaling secondhand smoke. We all universally recognize that smoking is lethal. However, many seniors still tragically underestimate the extreme danger posed by even a single cigarette or the harm caused by continuous exposure to secondhand smoke, also known as passive smoking, to their cardiovascular health. Smoking doesn't merely devastate your lungs. It directly and severely damages the delicate inner lining of your arteries, a layer called the endothelium. This damage triggers chronic inflammation within the blood vessels and significantly speeds up the buildup of fatty plaques, a process known as atherosclerosis. This plaque accumulation leads to narrowed, hardened, and blocked arteries, which are the direct precursors to heart attacks and strokes. If you are over 60, your blood vessels are already naturally more fragile and less elastic than in your youth. Smoking acts as an accelerant, causing them to become brittle, rigid, and constricted much more rapidly. Shihenyi has encountered numerous patients who never smoked a day in their lives but lived for years with a smoking spouse or family member and unfortunately developed serious heart disease. As a direct result of this passive exposure, it's crucial to understand that there is no safe level of exposure to tobacco smoke, whether actively inhaled or passively breathed in. The encouraging news, however, is that even if you have smoked for decades, say 40 years or more, quitting now can still allow your body to start reversing some of the accumulated damage and will significantly reduce your risk of heart attack and stroke within a surprisingly short time, often within months. And please don't be misled by the deceptive marketing of light or low-tar cigarettes or mistakenly believe that vaping with e-cigarettes is a harmless alternative. Emerging research suggests that these also pose significant cardiovascular risks and are definitely not safe for your heart. Your heart deserves and desperately needs clean oxygen and unobstructed, freely flowing blood. Every puff of smoke you inhale or are exposed to is like a direct blow to your heart if you are currently smoking and finding it difficult.